Hello everyone. I am Niyati Mule, a YSP 2024 intern at BMSIS. Me and my teammates, under guidance of Dr. Celia Balanco and Dr. Ricardo Cabrera, work together to understand the temporal order of amino acid incorporation into proteins. So basically, we are dealing with chronology of amino acid. But the question that arises is why understanding or knowing about this chronology of amino acid is important. Is it even does it even make sense? It does. It is important to understand how life originated and evolved on the early earth, the earth that we often described as a primordial soup, hot sludge primordial soup. Now, to understand this chronology, there can be different perspectives. My teammates have presented their perspectives, and now I have worked on genetic code, and I have used evolution of genetic code to understand the temporal order of amino acid incorporation into proteins. Now, what come for first thing comes to your mind when you hear the word code? Mm, Me being a huge fan of detective movies and series, this image comes to my mind. So for me, a code is a code encodes a secret message, hides a secret message that can only be understood by the concerned people. So does our genetic code behaves in the same way? Well, it does. Genetic code basically encodes the information available in our DNA that in four letters, four nucleotides. And when we decode the genetic code, we get 20 amino acids, which are building blocks of the protein. So basically, genetic code is a rule given by the gene to a cell to tell it how can it make a specific protein. So, how does our genetic code look like? Here it is, the standard genetic code table. This pretty table, here we have the codons and the amino acid that these codons encode for. And also, this genetic code have some fascinating properties. For example, our genetic code is universal. That is the bacteria, notorious bacteria we all have heard of. They might be our relatives. Okay. So, now, I want all of you to please pay attention to this slide because this will explain the complexity and the reason I am considering evolution of genetic code here. So, we can see these four codons in the process known as translation with the help of tRNA and this enzyme code for a glycine, whereas these only this one codon code for methionine. So we have these two extremes that many codons coding for one amino acid and only one codon coding for one amino acid. So I think maybe in the course of evolution in the early earth, the amino acid that were available, abundantly, were given the chance to be coded by many codons, and the one that arrived later were only able to be coded by one codon. Now, this represents the complexity of the genetic code, and thus we need to get to understand the chronology of amino acid. We need to get a hold of its evolution. So, some scientists have proposed theories of evolution of genetic code. Many literature highlight these three main groups of theories. Stereochemical theory, which basically tells about that there is direct interaction between codons and amino acid, that is no involvement of tRNA or any enzyme. Then we have adaptive theory that tells us genetic code evolved in a way which due to which it minimized any translation errors in the protein. Next, we have the coevolution theory. It's quite famous. It tells us that genetic code and the biosynthetic pathways or amino acid metabolism evolved simultaneously. Apart from these theories, there are many more theories, and most of theories, what I have found similar is that there is the codon relocation is there. That is, the codons assigned for earlier codons were relocated to the later amino acid. We can see here valine to leucine, isoleucine. Now, as I have mentioned, I have went through many other theories as well. So these are this table represents my result through where I have derived chronology from all the theories that I studied for this summer. So what is the main catch of all the theories? What I have understood. So glycine, alanine, valine, and aspartic acid were the early amino acid that chronologically first, whereas methionine and tryptophan were the late amino acid. Now, what? So this was my study. Now from here, where we want to go? Me and my teammates, along with our supervisor, we are planning that all the other perspective, all the other criterias that we have considered, we will integrate it together and try to understand, have the current chronology of amino acid changed or not, and what can we further improve in it. So yeah, this was my study, and I will thank BMSIS for this opportunity, for this wonderful internship. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent job, Niyati. That was
Thank
so
you.
wonderful. I have to say, so I think Sandra and I had the benefit of seeing your practice talk, and seeing what you presented now was so much different and incredible. You did a really good job presenting, some background on this, as well as some of these competing theories for the evolution of our code. For myself, I often wonder about like alien life and what it might be like, and things like, encryption of genetic codes for aliens that don't use DNA. I wonder what you think, when it comes to possibilities for alien life. Do you think we're as likely to see things where there's codes that have a little bit of wiggle room, where like, four different codes can code for one single structure? Or do you think we're going to end up finding that this is kind of a unique thing for life on Earth?
Hmm. So honestly, I am open to all possibilities because I think I actually go by the Sagan quote, which basically tells that if only we have life on the earth, it is useless. There should be life on other planets as well. So I guess there will be much more variability and diversity we will see in the alien life as well. Might be there might be entirely different genetic code made of entirely different basic biochemical molecules. So yeah, it's incredible to think and fascinating as well. Yeah, I
And
hope I have answered your question.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always just fun to think about what's possible, and if there is any chemistry and physics that can tell us the limits of biology for life as we know it and other possible life out there.
Yeah.
And it looks like Sanjoy has a question.
I don't know much about the evolution of the genetic code, but it seems that it should be linked to changes in the environment over geological timescales, right, which push evolution in one direction or another. Do you, and this is completely speculative, I'm just curious about your opinion, if Earth had evolved environmentally in a different direction, would we have a similar genetic code today, or do you expect it to be completely different?
Hmm. I think the code, if Earth to have different condition, environmental condition, evolved in different environmental condition, I do think that the genetic code will be different because I think environment has played a very important role in shaping genetic material life on Earth. So yeah, definitely the code might be entirely different if there might be different geological conditions. Yeah.
Wow, fascinating. So really, it provokes that if there is alien life out there, it could be very different. We might not even recognize it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Biosignatures, different biosignatures.